Curious about how AI can be used in marketing? Today I'm going to tell you 6 ways you can use AI in your marketing that's going to save you 15 hours a week. And when you stay to the end, I'm going to give you my free resource that'll help you write all your launch content way faster. And it's completely free. First, I'll tell you the 6 ways AI can be used in marketing. Then I'll share my workflow to help you save time with AI in your marketing. And then I'll show you what you need to do before using AI. And this prep piece is key to everything. All right, so let's get into the 6 ways you can use AI in your marketing. Number 1, your email marketing. Ideally, you're sending out at least 1 email a week, maybe even 2 or 3, or if you're like some of my marketing friends, maybe even 4 or 5 a week. All that email writing can take a lot of time. By using AI, you can get it done a lot faster. But I know you've probably tried that already and it didn't work for you. Here's why. First, usually when it's not working for people, it's because they're not clear enough about what they want and who their audience is. For example, I might tell ChatGPT something like this. I want you to create a nurture email for me that's going to help my audience, whatever I want to help them do. I want you to include a call to action too, and then whatever the call to action is. Maybe it's an offer, maybe it's a freebie, maybe it's asking them to reply. Do not use words like unleash, unlock, maximize, revolutionize. You know, those common ChatGPT words that we all see everywhere, every day. Ask it to avoid those common words. That alone is going to help your emails sound way less robotic. Now, if you really want to get the most out of your emails with AI, you're going to repurpose it from a transcript you already have. You probably already have a lot of really, really good content, right? And you probably haven't reused it or repurposed it in a long time. With AI, you can copy and paste your transcript, put it in, and ask for it to create an email based on that transcript. That way it's more likely to sound like you, to feel like you, to have your nuances, but you don't have to sit down and actually write it. Now, the first email that you write, you're going to need to give some feedback. And I know that might sound frustrating. You may even be tempted to say, oh, it would be so much easier for me to just do this myself, or it'd be so much faster for me to just write my emails myself. But the editing that it'll take you to do with AI, with ChatGPT, will be maybe 10 to 15 minutes for that first email. Typically, if you spend 10 to 15 minutes with the first email, you won't really need to spend a lot of time editing any others. So essentially, you're trading 10 to 15 minutes of time to never have to write another email from scratch again. At the end of the day, I can tell you that's going to save you a lot of time. One of the pitfalls I see business owners falling into is they have a VA and they'll say, oh, I'll just do this thing myself because it'll be faster than training them on how to do it. But the problem is, if you have to do that thing more than once, you're paying for it again and again and again. Instead of them doing it now for you, you're doing it. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes here of a training now is 10 minutes to do the thing, another 10 minutes to do it next time, another 10 minutes to do it next time. And by the end of the month, you've spent 30 minutes of your own time doing something you could have handed to someone else. And that's the same mistake I see people making with ChatGPT and AI in general, is that they think that it's gonna get it right the first time instead of realizing they have to train it in order to get what they want from it. So if you want better emails with AI, all you have to do is spend 10 to 15 minutes training it. When I say training it, I mean telling it what you like and what you don't like. Giving it examples of what you're looking for instead of just saying, I don't like that, or giving up. If you follow that advice, I promise you, you're going to get much better emails. The next way you can use AI in your marketing is ideation. That's coming up with ideas on anything. Ideas for your next launch, ideas for your upsell, ideas for brainstorming a new offer. Any kind of ideation that you need to do, you can do much faster with AI as your co-pilot. Try a prompt like this. I want to, whatever outcome you want, so that why you want that outcome. Help me come up with ideas to whatever you want it to come up with ideas for. Give it a try and let me know how it goes in the comments. The third way that you can use AI in your marketing is with social media. Social media is another one. Just like emails, it can take a ton of time, especially if you're doing it all yourself from scratch. The problem that most entrepreneurs experience when they're using AI for social media is that it either sounds like everyone else because it's using a lot of common ChatGPT words, or it's boring, or it's robotic. All reasons people have to not use AI. But I'm telling you, if you use it the right way, it will not be boring, it will not be robotic, it'll sound just like you. The best way that you can get social content that sounds like you, that's also really, really good, is by uploading your transcripts. Now, we talked about this with emails, it's the same thing with social. If you upload your transcript and ask it to create content specifically from your transcript that's following best practices for whatever social platform, so best practices for Facebook in 2024 or 2025, you're going to get Facebook posts that you feel proud to share. The next thing I'd use AI for marketing is your launch content. Launch content can take a ton of time. It's emails, it's social, it's reaching out to people, and it's time consuming. But if you don't do it, especially if you don't do those pre-launch emails, then the rest of the launch is just gonna be so much harder. If you wanna make the most you can from your launches, you need to have social content, you need to have emails. But not just nurture emails, these need to be really solid, compelling emails and social content that converts. AI can help with that, and when you stick around to the end, you're going to get my free resource that's gonna help you with your launch content, so your next launch is your best launch. The next thing I use AI for in my marketing is for chatbots and customer service. If there are questions that you answer again and again and again, it's better to put those into a chatbot so that your customers can get answers immediately and you don't have to be the one behind the scenes answering every email or even having a VA answer every email. By having these things answered automatically and systematically with a chat bot or with some kind of customer service bot, your customers get the information they need and you make it easier for them to buy from you. Or if they've already bought from you, have a great experience with you. People that have a great experience with you will buy again, will refer again, and this is another way to help them become raving fans. And finally, number 6 is ad creation. If you're running ads, you know that you need a lot of different ad creative and copy, and using AI can help you get all of that and get it out fast. Testing is the name of the game with ads, so we want to find what works, and using AI to help gets the job done a lot faster. Now let's talk about that workflow so that you're as effective as possible. Sunday night or Monday morning is when I'm using AI as my project manager. I tell it everything I need to get done that week, any deadlines, any obstacles I might have, or things going on in my personal life that might make it a little bit harder to get those things done. And then I have it plan my day and tell me what exactly I should be doing and when. I even ask it for dates and deadlines so I can mark things off as I go because I'm a to-do list crosser outer. On Tuesday, I use it to come up with my outlines for content. On Wednesday, I record the content. It automatically repurposes because we use our instant AI content system to repurpose in an instant. On Thursday, we upload if it hasn't already been uploaded, and we also come up with any ad copy or creative that we need that's new. On Friday, we take off, and usually on Sunday, I use it as a meal planner to help me plan my meals for the week so that I'm hitting everything that I need to. With type 2 diabetes, for example, I really need to make sure I'm having enough protein, so I have it pay extra attention to that and make sure I'm getting enough protein. Now you know the 6 ways you can use AI in your marketing, plus the workflow to be able to do it every single week in a pretty short amount of time. The only thing you're missing is how to do your launches faster. And that's where the AI to 10K workshop comes in, and you get it today for free. I've worked on this workshop for the past 5 years to combine my email marketing expertise and my AI prompts to help you create all your launch content in the next 2 hours. My name is Brittany Long. Click on the link that comes with this video to get the AI to 10K workshop for free today.